What we want to do is to cut down the volume of wastage that happened before. And we've got that handle very clearly now.
You talked about the $500,000 budget. Now that was for Girmit and Ratu Sukuna Day celebrations.
Yeah.
You know that questions have been asked whether it's warranted and whether it's prudent financial management, knowing we are financially strapped. As Minister for Finance, you have asked in the past the importance of having a public holiday for Girmit. Now we have Ratu Sukuna Day as well. Yeah. The question of being financially strapped, allocating $500,000 each to these events, reasoning behind that?
Again, Vijay, let me just say this. When we look at this expenditure, you got to look at it in the context of wastage of millions of dollars. This is an expenditure which is worth spending. Now, when you say consultation, commemoration, celebration, allocating, $1 million or $500,000 or 100,000, it's an expenditure. It's like, operational expenditure, where you do things in government, but government spending also helps the economy. Without government spending, you can't do anything. So it's worth, a lot of the laws in this country that have been made in the last 15, 16 years were made without consultation. And we believe that it's worth spending some money, some funds, consulting people, having an idea, letting people, criticize a particular law. When the draft media law came in, we went to consultation. Media came out, people came out and said, you people said, should have been repealed. Government listened to the consultation, what came out. And we came up with a better decision. If we had not gone for consultation, we would have gone and said, okay, this is what we think is good, it would have been done. You people would have been very unhappy about it. The world would not have been happy about what we had promised. So with the Girmit expenditure, this is a very, very historical decision. Very, very historical decision. First time in the history of this country, Girmit Day is going to be declared a public holiday. Prime Minister announced it before the election in his campaign. I supported it when we get into government. And the reason why we allocated $500,000 for this event, this is a budget. $500,000 budget approved by Cabinet for Ratu Sukuna Day. In fact, for Girmit, we already have, because in the approval, in the Cabinet decision, we said we will look for sponsors. We've already got more than 100,000 sponsorship for the Girmit as well. So, and it's possible that we will get more. But the significance of this event, Vijay, cannot be underestimated. It is bringing people together. It is remembering our own identity. Girmit history is not just a history of Indo-Fijians anymore. Girmit history is the history of Fiji. And if you look at the program that we are organizing, it's a 5-day program, starting with Navilada on tomorrow, where we want to declare Navilada as a peace village. It's a historical event that people didn't know, that when our forefathers, had the ship Syria wrecked on Naslai Reef, they were drowning. The villagers, swam, showed their bravery, compassion, went and saved many of them. Those who perished were brought and buried there. And we want to, and the amount of excitement, Vijay, that has come from the people, from young people. I'm actually quite surprised, all these young people are now coming out, realizing, and that expenditure, therefore, is really justified. Okay, people are saying, what does this mean? We only don't live by eating and sleeping. There is much more to an identity, to people, and a nation. And I think people should be applauding the Prime Minister, applauding the government for declaring Girmit Day a public holiday. Some people are saying, why it's not on 14th? Because 14th is a Sunday. And Sunday we have a reconciliation, the Methodist Church, and it's quite brave of them to come out and say, look, we hurt the people of Indo-Fijian origin. We want to apologize to you. We want reconciliation. We're not forgetting 87. We were part of the people who were opposed to 87. We were opposed to the 1990 Constitution. Jairam Reddy was deposed in the 87 coup. He worked with Rambuka later on. Yes, we don't forget 87. But we have to look back, we have to learn from history, but we have to look to the future.
So you believe that this amount of money going into racial unity, looking at history of Fiji, exhibitions, people coming together is totally justified?
Totally justified, is building confidence. I mean, Vijay, for 15 or 16 years, people didn't feel that freedom. I can see the excitement. And that's good for the country, good for the economy, good for the people, good for building confidence. And I am confident, and I want to invite all the people, the critics as well. We accept, some of the criticism. I'm not distracted by criticism, because as people in the opposition, I've always fought for freedom in this country. We've opposed dictatorship. We've opposed, media control. And we, as a government, we will accept criticisms. We know what people are saying. We understand that. But I'm also asking the people to understand where we are coming from.